So we didn't really have that ability to appreciate, industrial processes and all of that. Granted, the scale that we'll be running at would not be that large, but it would at least give an indication and help students to start thinking in that commercial and industrial way. And I think as well, because Cameroon is such that it's difficult for students to get internships in industry, I think having a facility like this and potentially others that build from the R&D and innovation projects that you're mentioning, Nyandong, could potentially be really, really helpful.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely. And by the way, one requirement for graduation for industrial chemistry is that they must spend some time in industry. And it is impacting even the classical students now, because more and more of them are coming in with requests for letters of presentation to take to industry to present them so that they can have some immersion, even if it's only 2, 3, or 4 weeks.
Mm. Doc, this is Eric. Just to throw an idea out there, while we are looking at products, can we also take a look at services?
Yes, we actually, the University of Buea has a partnership agreement with CDC.
Okay.
And I coordinated that initiative both as an administrator and as a chemist when I was an administrator in central administration, because I was working under the Deputy Vice Chancellor Research and Cooperation.
Right.
Unfortunately, facilities, they were non-existent. And for example, I'll give you a ridiculous example. We were given samples of urea to analyze. Urea is a difficult chemical. It picks up water so fast.
Right.
And it's difficult to get rid of that water once it picks up, because it sets in motion a series of chemical reactions.
Right.
And just to dry it, would have to get the student who was assisting me would have to go down to Ekona. By the time she gets back from Ekona, it's already picked up water again. So you see, it's not big investments we're talking about. And I'm not an advocate of big investments. I'm an advocate of small investments with big impacts. And so we have not done so well on that opportunity. But I agree with you. I have samples of water in my office that people periodically bring in for us to analyze. And but just potassium, you go to these labs that are mushrooming and you cannot guarantee the quality of the data they'll give you. They'll tell you to do 1 read on potassium is 50,000 francs. That's scandalous. So it's not, so just ion specific electrodes with the meter can move us several jumps. Let me not use the word quantum jumps. You see what I'm talking about? It's not about the 50 million, 100 million equipment. No, I don't want us to start there. It's about those kind of analytical techniques that cost maybe, for which the equipment costs 500,000, 1 million francs, 2 million francs. We can start up something that draws the customership, and then you continue building from there.
Got you. Okay. So services might even be more cost prohibitive than products at this time.
Yes, products, what? And the beauty about this, because it's good to jump on a train at the right time. Now is the time for chemicals for disinfection, right? They are dead cheap to produce, right?
Yes.
Everybody, even somebody who buys only for 100 francs, you can package for them. they package whiskeys in sachets for 100 francs, right? You can
Yes.
package bleach in sachets for 50 francs, 100 francs.
Right.
And everybody has now recognized the importance of disinfection. But that is just a beginning. You can get someone then evaluate and decide to say, we change direction, or we diversify, which means bringing on more. But I do agree with you that building business on services is more medium long term, would need more effort, because first of all, we're working within a framework where quality assurance is not premium. So I'm sorry to say this, but that's the reality. A company can bribe an official to say that the effluent is okay, and you've taken a contract with them to do the analysis, and then they just rubbish that information, and you don't have business anymore.
Got you. Thank you. Thank you for the information.
Okay, ma, thank you so much for all that. I was in and out, kind of network problems. I didn't quite catch anything, but catch everything, but I'm sure Julius will keep me posted. So do we have any more questions? Because we can just dive on to the next item on the agenda, which is figuring.
Okay. What I can suggest, right? If people have more questions, send them, and I can take time to give responses later. Is that okay? Then I would have to say goodbye.
Before you go, one last question, because we have some funds on hand, and it's about 3,000. How much pound?
3,155 or so, I think.
Yeah, in
pounds or dollars?
Pounds.
Pounds, which is actually 2 million plus francs.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
yeah.
the most pressing need the department.
Let me cut in there. Our last budget, we wanted a potentiostat. Now we have 2 analytical chemists on the staff. So again, on the staff side, there's been very, very significant improvement in capacity. One of them is quite serious, Dr. To Boyo. There's another one, Dr. Ngenang. So they are dedicated analytical chemists. And we have an ambition to build on electroanalytical techniques. So these ion meters, ion-specific electrodes, conductimeters, we think that we can do good work and even take on some limited services work with these cheaper options for analysis for now. So from our last budget, we got the supplier to get us ion-specific electrodes with which we could analyze things like potassium, some of the heavy metals, etc. But with the funds that are made available, he buys stuff from China. I was thinking, if you can source either the potentiostat and I think you can get small ones that can be used for small service work, training, and even limited research work, or the ion-specific electrodes with the accompanying meter, the amount of money, would prefer for you to buy and send to us.
Okay, Edwin, you are taking that down, right?
Yeah, Mike's gonna send out detailed description of what she needs. Okay. And then we'll go based on the budget and see what can come out of it, because we don't know how they are priced. So Ma, please do us a favor and send out specifics.
So working session with the analytical.
Yeah.
Back to you people.
Yeah, if it's a particular like
so much.
Whatever.
Okay, so I must run now. Thank you all so much. And I really appreciate your passion and the continuing interest to support your university, your department. God bless you all, and may you all continue to prosper even more and remain in good health. So I would sign out.
Thank you so much, man. God bless you too.
All right, guys. So we are glad we've narrowed it down to, so now we are at the EXCO and no Constitution.
Yeah, we seem to have somebody. I think that is Dr. Chongwain. Dr. Chongwain, is that you? You're on mute. Yeah, the face looks like that of Dr.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Chongwain, is that you?
You're on mute.
You are on mute. You need to unmute yourself.
Prof, unmute him.
No, you cannot unmute somebody. You can mute, but not unmute.
Oh, okay. No, some of us are technologically challenged.
That's fine. Well, I think that will just proceed then. Yeah, Billy, up to you then.
Yeah, so we said we're at the Constitution. So we have a draft Constitution. I don't know if everybody had a chance of taking a look at. So I want your suggestions on this one. Is that something you guys think we should do now and go through the basics? What do you want us to do? Prof, what do you think?
I think I would go with the majority opinion. We are already 1 hour into the meeting.
Okay.
Maybe if people think that we could dive into it and just go through, or maybe we could call another 1 hour meeting again, say next week, so that everybody goes through it and come prepared to tackle this specific item. We do it. Yeah, either way is fine for me.
Okay, so the floor is open.
I guess for me, when it comes to Constitution, the most important thing I really like to know is like, what are the commitments for membership? Because that is, I guess that's one of the most important thing, you know, being part of something. You need to know like, what is the expectation? Because the outcome of what we do might change from time to time, but usually the commitment is kind of like, you know, kind of like constant. It might vary a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is all inside this document. I think I saw it like
Yeah, I think the commitment is so all active members will be required to pay an annual membership fee of $50 for members residing in non-African countries and $10 for members residing in Cameroon and Africa.
Yeah.
What article is that?
it's article
3, section 1.
Yeah.
This is Article 3. Section 1 is composition.
No, it's Article 3, Section 3.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So I think I will just add that as we speak, this alumni association has already been registered in the US. It's actually a 50C3, which means that it is a tax exempt organization. We did that. No, I will not say hurriedly. We had to do it when we were thinking about the GoFundMe, because we thought that it was an incentive for people to donate, given the fact that this was something they could write off their taxes. So as we speak, it is. What state did we register in, Prof? Do you know?
So this is Felix. I did that. It was done in, it's currently registered in Rhode Island.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Felix. I mean, like this was a whole lot of work. This is a whole lot of commitment and a whole lot of work to have pulled this through. And I don't think we did thank you enough. I know, you will say, oh, don't thank me. Yeah, thank you. It takes a lot of time and commitment to get this done. Yeah. So do appreciate you and your time.
And Bidi, before we continue, I think Edwin also brought one lady who was so instrumental. What's her name again, Edwin?
Shirley Ofege.
Shirley, yeah.
That's actually my daughter.
I hope that she's not been disappointed by the slowdown so far. She's still there.
No, not at all. No.
Okay.
And I echo Bidi's thoughts about what Felix did. So thanks, Felix.
Yeah.
Great job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like I said, if you guys have the time, like Julius said, we can just go through this while we are here. If we then need time to come back and finalize, we can do that. So if anybody is not rushing to go somewhere, maybe we can just go through it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let me say this. I read through the document and all that. But what I'm thinking a lot about, what I'm thinking to myself is, what does membership actually mean? And what are we going to do to make it a strong association in terms of participation and membership, belonging and all that. And even if we have a $50, whatever dollars membership fees, what does paying that or not paying that mean,
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good point. Nyandong. I know for us, who are driving it, we are focused on giving back to the university, but not everybody thinks like that. So sometimes people want to be in an association where they can benefit. So I think we need to share the connecting side of things as well, and learning, sharing, because just like today, I've found out that, Eric is into the type of stuff that I do. I found out that Felix has initiatives going in Cameroon, so I can easily reach out to either of them, to pick their brains on some challenges that I may be facing, and things like that. I know that Prof is a pastor, so if there are things in my personal life, relationship with God that I need some guidance on, I can reach out. So it's those soft aspects as well that we need to sell to encourage people to join.
Yeah, networking.
Yeah. And working on communication. And if I may add, I know when I did my introduction, I did not say that part. So like everybody was saying about the things they do, like I'm gonna have, I can't do a screen share. I'm gonna send some pictures to Julius and he can share. So I'm very excited to say, I have soap in the market in Cameroon. I actually asked Ma to go get some, like bathing soap that I proudly make, and I'm getting into other things like body lotion, all that stuff. Yeah, so those are the things that you're like, okay, we know all this chemistry, we know saponification, we know all those things. So after that, then what? What do we do with it? So yeah, we are right on track with that, networking, sharing information and all that, and collaborating on projects too.
Yeah. I think one thing that we can do to get people, attracted to the whole initiative is organizing meetings as well, because I'm sure all UB alumni, they're very, very proud to have gone through UB for most of those who graduated. I think if we organize something and promote it well and bring people together, then we can start to build the momentum, you know, and get people to join the vision that we have.
Just a quick comment, Leonard. You are in analytical chemistry. There is this powerful analytical chemistry to NMR. I remember doing my master's in the late Professor Fomum's lab in Yaoundé, and our samples had to be shipped all the way to France for analysis. I tried to discuss with some of my classmates from UB when we were at the University of North Dakota what it would take for us to actually follow up a project to bring one of that to Cameroon. It's going to serve the whole of Africa, honestly. So I don't know, you are in that analytical field. Maybe that's something that we could be thinking about in the next years. I don't know. Investigate, see what it costs, what to set up, and it is definitely going to be revenue generating, because people will bring in their samples, they will be charged for that sample to be analyzed. So it's so it'll be a self-sustaining project.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I mean, I guess finding out what things cost and how much it takes, that's very trivial information to get.
Right.
I think the most important aspect, if you want to think about something like that, right, it's who is going to run it.
Right.
And maintain it.
Right.
You know, that's really the critical aspect of it. If you can answer that question, then you can, the rest is just a numbers game.
Yeah, yeah, I think that is such a huge project that we would hire people because they will be paid and they will be accountable.
Can I just say something, Julius?
Yeah.
At my last job, one of the projects we did was, you know, to bring in like an NMR. So actually one of my jobs was the weekly, you know, refill, you know, of lean, liquid nitrogen.
Yeah.
So before you ever buy an equipment like that, you have to really have a serious plan, because like I said, like the liquid nitrogen, if there's a gap, you can destroy that instrument. It's like I was doing weekly refills of lean, and then we outsourced the liquid, the filling of the liquid helium. That was not as often as the filling of the liquid nitrogen. And you can't even like just consider a case where there's ever loss of power that will wreck that instrument. So before we get anything like that, we have to really think it through. The resources have to be like guaranteed to maintain it, because buying an NMR is just the beginning. To maintain it is even the most dedicated and difficult part, which is kind of ongoing. And then hopefully, I mean, the technical expertise, usually it comes with a package. You have these guys that will come and set up things. And then for each isotope you want to deal with, they'll come and set it up for you. You know, it is a lot of commitment.
Okay. So
I think that notwithstanding, I think that we can think about options that might not require all those things, right? And I mean, there are permanent magnets that you can use for NMR that don't really require, you know, liquid nitrogen or helium.
Exactly.
And things like that. I mean, those are some options to look into and see the feasibilities and possibilities that could come about, and kind of information that you can even get from those kinds of instruments, and the value but again, like you're kind of already expanding that you probably need somebody that you would have to hire and pay and this and that. Is it like some commitment that the department is like, it's going to be like faculty in the department or somebody? I don't know, but I think some logistics, once we think about those logistics, and then we can do some investigation about maybe the types of possible instruments that might not require too much maintenance. Yeah.
Okay, Bidi, we have your pictures.
I was just saying that, like Ma was saying about the business plan and stuff. I think when it comes to that, we can actually invest in getting somebody, you know, a business analyst to come up with a plan. They should not struggle because that's not their expertise.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's better for you to put some money up front, invest some money and get that done right before you get into anything than trying to do it yourself, especially when if it's not your specialty.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. So Bidi, we have your pictures on the screen. Maybe you can explain them.
Well, so this is now something different from what we're talking about. Well, but I'm just excited. So I make soap. It's called Ideal Glow Soap. And what's the inspiration behind this is because I have seen like people damage their skin so much in the quest for looking beautiful, and everybody wants to produce soap, but they don't know what they're doing. I mean, you have to get it right. This is chemicals. This is sodium hydroxide and oil. So the proportion has to be right. You have to know exactly what you're doing. And people have damaged themselves so much. When you look at all those soaps that come from Cotonou and wherever, it is crazy. You look at people sometimes you're like, are you kidding me?
No.
So that was the inspiration that I made this soap, you know, and it's on Amazon, it's in Cameroon, it's on, we have a Facebook page in Cameroon. If you go there, yeah, you can still use this soap. It's gonna give you a nice glow. It's not a bleaching soap. It's actually unisex, it's family oriented. You can use it on kids and it will make you just have nice melanin. You don't have to bleach yourself or anything like that. So as a chemist, I mean, I was really excited that I could put in the work and come up with a product like this. And I'm hoping it's doing well so far. And I'm hoping that people will see value in what I'm saying about taking care of your skin, because the skin is the largest organ in the body that shields all the other organs. When you destroy that, then you become susceptible to a lot of other things. So that is my inspiration.
Okay, good. So the soap is called Ideal
Glow.
Ideal Glow.
Yes.
Okay.
Then, it's on
Amazon. Great job, Bidi.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah, I think I would recommend that you give a talk, you know, at UB to some of the students. That this is very inspirational.
Hey, Bidi, do you have those products in the US?
Oh, yes, Amazon.
What's that?
It's on Amazon.
Oh, if you send me the link, I'd like to order some and try.
Okay, I'll do that.
Great job, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. Okay, Dr. Chongwen seems to have unmuted himself. Dr. Chongwen, are you able to talk now?
Yeah, I can do. Good evening to all of you, and it's a pleasure listening to all of you from that end. I've been recording everything right from the beginning. Yeah. I had some challenges initially. My son had to unmute my phone for me. I don't know how to do it, so he had to help me do it. I've listened to Foba as she talked. I'm so grateful that all of you connected to her. And then the concern you are trying to bring up, we will support all of you. I'm right now in Bamenda with the Kali University, acting as the acting dean of engineering. So those of you who are in engineering may help me teach some courses here, because we are looking for teachers all over the country. We cannot get chemical engineers. We don't have even mechanical engineers around. So if you have any to help me, I will be very grateful. Thanks a lot for everything you are doing for UB Chemistry. Whatever you got me, I don't know.
Thank you,
hear
Prof.
what I said?
Yeah, we got
you. Yes, we got you. Yeah, somebody wanted to follow up on that.
Well, I guess Dr. Chongwan, thank you so much. I know we have derailed a little bit into, we're talking about constitution and now we're here, but it's a good thing. But I think, a lot has changed when it comes to those lecturers and things like that. I think we can gladly participate in doing videos, and sending to you, because doing live lectures may be difficult, even from a
that is true. Videos.
Recording of particular courses or course material or course context sent to you, and then the questions the students can listen, send their questions, and people can answer. I'm sure that is something that our alumni members can at least give back to the community. Recording a lecture, it's not such a big deal. I think that's something that we can work on.
And BD also, not even recording the lecture and sending, record it, upload on YouTube, and simply send the link.
Yeah, that's what I mean, although I didn't explain very well. Yes. Yeah. That way they watch and go back and watch, and go back and watch.
Exactly.
That would be great.
Yeah. And there are a lot of other resources. I think it depends on your network connectivity, because when you go to places like Khan Academy, Udemy, and what's the other one? There are a lot of free courses online. There are a lot of courses online. So we can coordinate it in such a way that even if they are not free, Khan Academy is free. Other ones that are not free, if you have the right network setting, we can show you how you can log into those lectures and actually just project it on a screen for your students to lecture. The world has just become so small that I don't care whether your teacher is in Russia or in Bangladesh.
Or in Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. They can live there. So I think it's more investing in networks, and that's the bigger internet. If you have a good network, then you can tap into a lot of free resources online.
So, Dr. Chongwan, how is the internet network around you?
I'll be honest with you, it's so poor. I ran from the office to the house. I was in the office using Nestel. Nestel failed me. I went to Orange. Orange failed me. Then I came to the house. I tried to load on. I had to download data here on my phone to use. 2 phones. One could not work. This is the only one that's working now. So it's not easy for anybody to bank on the network in this country now, particularly in Bamenda. It's difficult. If you are maybe in some other areas, Douala has more connectivity. Buya, partially, Bamenda worse. So it's very poor. You find somebody carrying at least 3 networks on his pocket, Nestel, Camtel, and Orange, and all may fail you at the same time. Wow. So those are our difficulties here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, we will keep, communicating and see how we can do that. Worst case scenario, maybe someday we might burn them in CDs and send CDs back, or put them on flash drives and send it, or something.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Ngole Masangoto is there. Prof. Yeah, on mute. Hey, Dr. Pamsi, ever since you logged in, we've not seen your face, so we'd like to hear you talk too.
Yeah, this is Fred Ngole Masango here talking. Hey, Prof. Chongwan, long time. Yeah, I'll try. I'll contact you and we can talk on what your request is. Yeah, I've been listening to some of the projects that you people are talking about, and that essentially when BD called this meeting, that was a thing I was thinking of, that the only thing we can look at is small equipment. But when you people are talking about NMR, that's a heavy equipment that at least one of the main things is maintenance. Maintenance will be a difficult one. And I was just talking, I talked to people in the department there, some of the new staff. I know they have a very strong organic department. because that was the orientation from the beginning. The organic department is very strong. But the other areas, materials, inorganic, I think if we want to expand or get the department, those are the areas to invest on more. Because at the moment, let's think about Cameroon and how do we use our own resources to help the students such that if they graduate, they don't only think about teaching or research. They should think about applying the knowledge immediately in the country to help the economy. So I was thinking of small, I know AAS, though we call it OE, whatever now, it's not as expensive or difficult to maintain like the NMR, that you're talking about. But that one will help in terms of soil analysis, in terms of water analysis and stuff like that. Those are the issues that Cameroon is facing. Food analysis, whatever, those things that analyze minerals, that's AAS, or how is it called now, OE, whatever, combined, most machines now combined. So that one is easier to maintain. It doesn't use the liquid nitrogen or what have we, though we have the gas and all whatnot that needs to be used, but let's think about the inorganic side of the department, which is not very strong, to boost it, rather than a section where you have grants coming left, right, center. People will almost, if they work coordinatively, they will get those equipment. Yeah, that's just my contribution there.
Dr. Masango, before you came in, we had a long session with Dr. Foba, and she mentioned those small equipment for analysis. But it looks like this specific one that you mentioned, AAS, she did not mention it. Edwin, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, she did not mention it. Yes.
I suppose you're talking atomic absorption spectroscopy. Yeah. Okay. She mentioned a potentiometer, I think.
Yeah, but I would like to say I agree with Dr. Masango on AES. It's a very, it doesn't require too much maintenance. It requires some, but I think that it's also very powerful too. It has a lot of applications. And that's something that I think is more viable in UV than an NMR, for example. I see more potential for something like that. And like Dr. Faber was mentioning, measuring potassium and this and that, I mean, that would give you better results. Those small would give. So like she was saying, they would charge $50,000, 50,000 francs for a sample. I'm sure they're probably running it on an equipment like that, I would imagine.
Yeah, I've just done a quick Google, and it suggests you can get them in the range of $18,000 to $50,000 as opposed to $150 for NMR at least.
Yeah, and it can be used across, people in geology or so, they will pay the rent to use it or pay for the analysis, and then they can generate money for maintaining the equipment,
Yeah, I think that when Madam Foba presents the proposal that she talked about, we could also work with Dr. Ngole Masango. We add this into it and see, So Edwin, you said that the AAS costs about how much?
Well, there's one as cheap as $4,000, but I don't think that would be one.
That one will not last that long. It's how do we call it? Those bench one, tabletop.
Yeah.
So an average one could cost like how much?
About 18,000, I think.
Okay.
Since you are not
about $18,000. which is close to 12,000 or 15,000 pounds UK. You know.
I know Dr. Foba also spoke about ion-specific electrodes.
Yeah, when you got an AAS, they will get all those special ions attached to it, so you can change and test for different ions. So you just need to buy them alongside as a addition. You know, and that's what makes the price sometimes for the price that they're doing is giving. That's what will increase the price range depending on the cells you're adding or the electrodes you're adding. Yeah.
Right.
So about $18,000. Okay. And that 3,000 pounds is like how many dollars? Maybe like $4,000 or $5,000.
$4,000 to $5,000. 1 to 1.3 now.
So,
people.
so $4,000 to $5,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have an idea about like some of the basic analytical instrumentation they have in the department?
Dr. Masango seems to be discussing with people who are there now. So
but the thing, as I said before, organic chemistry department is very strong. Okay. And Dr. Chongwan did a good job with computational. So computational chemistry too is getting on strong in that side of it. So, but the inorganic, I don't know if they've even replaced the oven that I bought before I left. So, so that is the ashing oven. You know, except Madame Foba, if she's still there, she will confirm if that 20 years old or is, you know, so those little things, you know, like ashing oven, they need to have it. They don't have it. So those are the things that are lacking, the inorganic side. So you have people who have to either collaborate with people in Yaoundé just to get their research. Meanwhile, if they are working, if they have all the equipment, they will do better. They have to go and be kneeling down or begging, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but I think, Madame Foba kind of maybe described the present need, you know, in terms of those ion elective electrodes that and the potentiometry things that you said the professors that are there might really benefit from, which I think something that is something that can be readily implemented. And then some of these equipment things we're talking right now, I mean, we can craft a project, you know, something different from there.
Okay. Yeah, I think that this meeting has been very fruitful, in my opinion, to bring some of these things to light so that if we want to do some fundraising, we know some specific things that are immediately useful, you know, on the ground in the department.
Yeah, I think we still need to think about how to bring more people along.
Yes, not only how to bring more people, but also how to work with the department so that as graduates are leaving the department, they are immediately thinking about us so that we have that constantly new stream of people, you know.
Sure.
I think there were two things that I had in mind. I think one of the ideas that Edwin already mentioned, I mean, I think we just talked about the Constitution, but I think we need to highlight those benefits that some of the examples you give in the Constitution or in some communication, like why should I care? Why should I belong? Like these are some of the things you can benefit, you know, highlighting those specific things, at least mentioning them. So, so somebody reading it would, okay, maybe relate to something, or they could relate to something in that regard. And then Junior just talked about encouraging, or, you know, as people graduate, instilling in them, you know, the importance of alumni or other things like that. And I think in the Constitution, there was something about, you know, awards to maybe graduating students to whatever. Those are some of the things that can be done as an alumni, right? To kind of create that sense of of belonging or of belonging to an alumni after they graduate. And some of the things, I mean, there's one thing that I always remember every time, you know, when I think of Dr. Nguyen-Song. I mean, when we were in UB, I remember there was a time we had an animal class by Dr. Hansofri that he was seeing. You know, like at the end of the course, I think some of us that got like 8th grade or something like that, he gave us like 2,000 each, you know, and that was very encouraging and very motivating. And of course, I would say something like that probably maybe kept me in chemistry, I don't know. But I mean, just those small gestures can do as alumni to students that really help to keep them motivated.
Okay. Yeah. So, Leonard, why don't you look into the Constitution and suggest some ideas that would attract people to become members then? Just put some suggestions there and then we all will read through it.
Yeah, I can do that. I can brainstorm with Edwin. He seems to have some good suggestions already.
Yeah.
Can add things there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's say you people could do that, and then at our next, and then share it. We all go through. Then we come in to the next meeting to finalize on that.
I will. Am I on or not?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll get. There's a network that the UB guys, they decided to put me onto it. So I will just get all of them there because all of them are chemistry graduates, or they are teaching in UB. And so they're about 13 already in that network. So I'll just get the link here and invite all of them to join.
Okay.
The group. Yeah, they are all ex-students, so they are not. But they are teaching in UB, so I'll just get all of them to.
Okay.
To join.
That would be great.
I think Madam Foba also mentioned about like engagement with the local alumni. I think it probably is a good idea to set up an office, an alumni office on campus that can be staffed by students, maybe with a stipend, so that, you know, to kind of foster the agenda of the department and what the alumni are working on. As a local resource where people can go to, you know, for information and also, you know, resources as needed, right?
Yeah, Felix, that would be a great idea. But listening to Dr. Foba almost an hour ago, she mentioned space even to do lab work being so limited that they need a dedicated space. So I don't know whether they would easily overcome that before start looking for space for the alumni office. I don't know. Just something to think about.
I think I would suggest that those guys who are there, you can, if they join the network or the alumni UBCHEM, one of them can be a representative. They already are teachers, they are lecturers. So they can be a representative and will, you know, carry on with any activity. It can be a link person to carry on with any activity that you might propose, and can liaise easily with other ex-students, you know, as they are graduating, you know, it'll be easier for them to register through.
And if any of them has an office, we could use their office for two purposes, as their personal office and also as an alumni office. You know, we can keep some of our things in there.
Yeah, sure.
At least for a start. Okay, so Bridget, are you there?
I am here. I didn't want to interrupt. You know, everybody was bringing in some good thoughts. So at this point, at about an hour and 40 minutes into the meeting, do you guys still want to continue, or you want us to adjourn and take a session to just do the Constitution?
Yeah, it looks like the trend of the discussion has been that Leonard and Edwin can spice up the constitution again, share it with us, we go over, and then we call another meeting specifically for them.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. That sounds wonderful. Like, yeah, participation has been wonderful. We have to find a way to bring more people on board. And yes, I guess that's all I have to say. So I guess what do you think? The floor is just open for more general discussion. We just adjourn at this point.
Yeah, Dr. Ngole Masango, don't forget to get to Dr. Chongwine.
Yeah, I want to see if I can get him on LinkedIn now.
Okay.
Then I'll continue there, yes.
Okay. Dr. Chongwine, at least we hope that you'll get some help from Dr. Ngole Masango, some immediate help.
We need it.
Is Pamsi there? I haven't heard. I know she said she couldn't be on camera. Is she there at all?
Yeah.
Also, Dr. So Pamela, I see on the line.
Yes, that's the one that we call Pamsi, like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pamsi, you can't be on camera, but can you be on voice?
Sorry, I'm at work doing something.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to hear everyone.
Greetings,
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so maybe Bridget can adjourn the meeting, and then we wait to hear from Leonard and Edwin, then the next meeting to finalize the constitution.
Okay, so what can I say? Thank you everyone for taking the time for participating. It is really, I'm really grateful. It's a big deal. It's one big step ahead, and I think if we continue at this rate, we're gonna do great together. They say we are stronger together, and that is just so true. The wealth of knowledge that we have, we can do a whole lot, you know, for the yeah. Imparting this knowledge, especially the practical ones, to the younger people in Cameroon. I'm sure some of us are already above 50, so we're already on the other side of the curve, or at least on the plateau. So we need to pass it on. And it is important that we come together in this way, that we can pass these things over to them, you know, for the generations that come after us. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you for the great ideas. There are some people who really work relentlessly to make things happen. We appreciate you. Just the next time you're coming, try to tap, you know, one of your friends, bring one person along, and together we'll get there gradually. Thank you so much, very much.
Okay,
thank you. Just a suggestion as well, please try and send something around the key points that we came up with today to the general forum. I think that might help motivate some to join the next meeting as well.
Okay, sounds wonderful.
Yeah, then also I will download this, or upload this video. I would create a Gmail for the association and then upload the video of this meeting, even though it was recorded 1 hour late, but at least about half of the meeting's content will be in there, and maybe subsequent things too. We could be uploading them there.
Yeah, I think that would be great as well. Can we share it in the WhatsApp group as well?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.